Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Friday night Talking Town. It's the press conference reaction show in association with Away Day Beers. Kick off your weekend with Away Day Beers. Combine the love of beer with the love of football and the love of just enjoying a lovely drop of weekend alcohol. We all do it at football, I'm sure. Not all of us, but some of us. I mean, I'm not at the moment. Obviously, on the keto, not allowed any alcohol at the moment. So I hope Rich and Matt have got their order in at the bar on my behalf. They do a great range of beers at awaydaybeers.com. So do go and check them out, particularly ahead of Christmas. It's, at Christmas, let's be honest, we all have to spend time with people we perhaps would rather not. Distant relatives, someone we're married to. I don't know. Anyway, it's a great talking point if you've got a bottle of Brazil's best, or what have I got here? Liquid football. Because you just say to somebody, yeah, mate, have a bit of this. And then you can say where it comes from, discuss great things about the game. If they don't like football, then perhaps you should just leave. Because everyone likes football. Let's be honest. Anyway, it's Friday night. It is the Away Day Beer Weekend kickoff. I am the Gov, and it's nearly Christmas time, which of course means I have to get my obligatory buy my crap advert in shop.talkingtown.co.uk. I have got a baby on the way, and if you want to have pajamas like me, which I'm absolutely sure you do, let's be honest, you can get that at shop.talkingtown.co.uk. It's very good quality. This is obviously some of it. You've seen the t-shirt that you've all called pajamas. It isn't pajamas, but you can wear it wherever you like. It's very good quality. Even Matt says it's quality and he hates everything. So it must be good. Philip Blundell. For everyone not attending the game at Adams Park, we can watch it live on the iFollow. We certainly can. We'll be here tomorrow, pre-game, post-game, the match day ticket. Myself and Coxie. We're not going to Wickham. So do please join us. Andy Barrows is 23 out of 45 points away from home. Emerson is in the room. Matt Wenger is in the room. Any confirmation on Wolfie's injury? I'll ask our resident ITK. Oh, wait, no, Kelly was on Wednesday. I'll ask Rich and see what Rich has to say. Don't pull that face at me, Richard. Stephen Parrott, I don't think he's injured. Is that bad? Let's be fair. In 2.5 hours, TWC went from 6 months to just missing Saturday. Makes you wonder where these stories come from. No idea. Anyway, let's kick things off by bringing in said ITK. The Cruncher, Richard Moss.
You're talking utter fucking...
At points there I was, yes, that is correct. How are you, sir?
Good evening, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, very well. Looking forward to Christmas. How are things in not quite the middle of the country, but certainly more inland than I? Are you cold this evening, Richard?
Cold everywhere. It's cold everywhere, Martin.
It's even
warming
colder
up by Sunday. Sure. Warming up by Sunday. 3 degrees tomorrow, I think, at kickoff at Adams Park. So we'll all be wrapped up. Coming back with 3 points, hopefully. Top of the table for Christmas.
Yeah. It could be a really good time, particularly if Wednesday and Plymouth both step up as well. But obviously you're a tractor boy. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. First of all, in answers of 15 seconds or less, because we spoke about that a little bit on Wednesday. Alex Griffin, Tractor Boy, Santa, he is one. What are your thoughts on that song?
Catchy little number, isn't it? You keep playing little clips on the WhatsApp group every morning.
I do. Yes, I do.
Santa is a Tractor Boy.
Morning.
You know what tractor his dad's on as well? Anyone in the chat know what type of tractor that he was sitting on? I know it was a blue and white one. But what type of tractor was it, Martin?
One that don't move?
A Ford.
It moved for a while.
There you go. It's an old tractor. But yeah, very catchy little number. And look, Alex to get a little bit of stick on the socials, and we put one guy to bed, didn't we? Someone was having a bit of a pop at him, and it was like, why bother? Certain people have very short memories on the socials about what people go through, but you remember everything. You're like an elephant, you are. You remember everything, Martin, and sometimes you've got to put people in their place. So, well done, Alex, I say.
I just want love and kindness for all. That's all I preach, my friends. I am all about that. Yeah, it's a good song. But the second question was, how cold has it been in the tractor this week? Because obviously it's been mightily freezing. Not in the tractor, outside the tractor, because you caught me outside
the last couple of mornings. Outside the last couple of mornings, about -7, Martin. Inside the tractor, I will tell you, I haven't actually worn shorts the last 2 days. It has been that cold.
Really?
So I've had my jeans on. Yeah, it's been about 25 degrees and I've had to turn the heating down because it's been too hot, mate. But all good. Radio 2 blaring away. Happy days. On to Christmas we go.
I've moved on to Heart recently. Don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, can't Heart Christmas. I would listen to Absolute, but I don't get it in the tractor. I could stream it through my phone, but that just uses the data. So Radio 2 it is. Sarah Cox in the morning. Yeah, not bad.
Rob Smith spies the puppy.
I don't listen at 2 to the puppy. Look, Poppy's here. Look, there she is. Look,
puppy.
He's on duty tonight, but yeah, I don't listen to Scott Mills now after Steve Wright's sort of. Well, let's not go there.
Chris Boyd, anyone here? Alan Brazil on Talksport's got the bug in the French cap with a French journo. What do you mean, a frog in the throat?
Let's not talk about the World Cup. Still a bit bitter after last Saturday.
Are you still a bit sore?
Yeah, sore. I thought we played really well. But once again, England
play terribly and go out.
Exactly. We always perform well, and it's always pats on the back. But unfortunately, we're the ones normally going home, Martin, and the French have made their way to the final. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah, true. Alex Griffin, Santa's a tractor boy. He's a tractor boy. I'd love that song. I'm going to play it every morning till Christmas.
Lovely bit of dad dancing from Matt Stannard as well.
Oh, isn't it just?
Great dad dancing.
Isn't it just? Anyway, it's got the old, cogs going in my mind, Alex. So congratulations on that one.
I would say it outdoes Christmas telly. Absolutely.
That's incredibly harsh. A big shout. The media mogul.
We've just lost the teenagers. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Matt Phillips.
Santa is a tractor boy.
He's a tractor.
Actually, man.
Tractor boy.
Actually.
See?
It's good.
Good hook.
Good little
Good
hook.
hook.
I like it. Good video. People on tractors. Would tractors be your specialist subject on Mastermind? Richard Moss?
Ipswich Town would be.
It would be ITFC. Yeah,
between 84 and 2022.
Yeah.
My question is it would be Ipswich Town between the McCarthy years.
Yeah.
At what point can we go to the lowest attendance?
How many views has Alex done on that on his video?
Thousands.
Brilliant.
Upon thousands.
It's got all the Rangers fans behind him as well, you see.
Actually,
Bubble.
just a few more, Matt, than my cricket show's done. Hang on. That did actually rinse the boxing show, Martin, didn't it?
Well, me and Martin aren't on Twitter anymore. So
here we go.
It's
I
organic.
don't really get involved in such matters, boys. Like, the Gov does not surround himself with this type of squabbling. No. So you have it. You measure what you need to measure.
What we discovered this week, everybody, is Richard's really into data, aren't you, Rich? You're loving it.
Oh, no, I asked him. One of my fellow contributors. How many?
I want audio numbers. I want video numbers. Get it out.
He wanted audio numbers because a lot of people will love listening to the cricket show on audio. So there you go.
Get your stats out for the lads.
Cricket's good. Cricket chat is good in winter, I think.
Did you see? Talking of cricket today, Matt. Did you see the lowest ever score in T20 history?
Go on.
Sydney Thunder chasing 139 to win in the Big Bash. 15 all out.
God, that's what more than Surrey got Essex once.
14 they got, didn't they? Do you remember that? I think that was 84.
Yeah. I was at one of those days, not that particular day. I think maybe the day after because I was at school. They got 15 all outs.
15 all out in, I think, 5.5 overs it was.
Tragic. Martin's wondering what the hell we're talking about.
He doesn't care. He wants to talk football. So does everyone else.
For everybody else in this chat when I say.
Martin, we've already missed, because we've started late, we've already missed what you're drinking at 8:40, the weekend.
Don't worry.
Etc.
8:50.
I'll
do it. I've just missed 8:50. I'll do it at 9. I'll do it at 9. We just missed 8:50.
That's good. Yeah.
World Cup's over Sunday, Matthew. I know you've been a big fan of this one. I know you've been engrossed in every single minute of every single kick of every single game.
Yes. Well, I was very anti this World Cup, as you know.
You were.
As soon as they get kicked off. Well, I didn't watch the first game, Qatar and Ecuador. I wasn't watching that. But I have enjoyed it. I think old, what's his face? Bald fella. Infantino, what's his name? The guy who runs
FIFA. It's the best World Cup ever.
World Cup. I mean,
I feel like a daddy.
So we've broken the mold and we've decided to
Hello,
take away
Graham Tate.
the winter.
Hello, Graham Tate. The Driscoll brothers are in the house.
They certainly are.
Yeah. Don't mess, Graham. Yeah, what a surprise. They've broken the mold on the World Cup, taken it to the winter, and suddenly it's the best World Cup ever. It's not, is it? You could probably name loads that are better, but
We're having 48 teams, Matt, next time. We're up to 48.
Well, they were going to do like groups of 3, weren't they? But they've decided maybe they will still do 4 when they go to. When is it? 2026? I can't even work it out now. 2026.
No, 2025 was the Club
Mexico,
World Cup.
Canada.
Yeah, 3 countries. Because Craig was waxing lyrical, wasn't it? We're in this World Cup. We qualify automatically for the next one. Yeah.
Do we?
No, Canada. Craig Forrest.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking what? Okay, fair enough. Mark, the best World Cup in the bin standard has been poor. Has it? I thought it'd been quite competitive.
I mean, what do you think's been the best moment so far? Saudi beating Argentina, that was good. Morocco, little run to the semi-final, good. England giving us a little bit of hope, that was quite good.
And then snatching it away as usual.
Yeah,
they certainly snatched it away from themselves by themselves.
Southgate's taking till January to decide now if he's going to stay.
I often say he hesitates on the big decisions.
What is
if he's got any doubts, he should be going.
You know, I've seen him on about the 60-minute mark. He hesitates on the big decisions.
Yeah, but what's the big decision? Because he's contracted to the end of the Euros anyway.
Yeah, but
he's at the end of the Euros.
Yeah,
it's been a very tough year for him. He didn't like the stick he got at Wolves. I went to that game when England got.
Is that the game we lost against Hungary 4-0?
4-0, yeah.
4-0.
Did you give him
powerhouse international team of Hungary?
You know, I give him some stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left 10 minutes early and started chanting, "You don't know what you're doing." It was a fucking shambles.
For those that are new to the platform or just don't know, for Richard Moss to leave a game early, that is the biggest stick that he can give anybody.
That's a big shout. Rich, have you ever left an Ipswich game early?
Right.
Cool.
I had a cricket dinner at Stoke by Nayland Golf Club when George Burley was in charge, and we played Queen's Park Rangers. I think we won 2-0. Neil Gregory scored, and I think we scored a late goal, probably about 85, 86 to go 2-0, and I left early. That's the only game I left early. I was very tempted, Martin, to leave when Chris Marsden scored that wonderful
the 3-1
at Portman Road, but I didn't. So, no, I don't normally leave early. I cannot understand anyone who leaves a game probably about 10 minutes before the end of the game. Town had probably 1-0 up or 2-1. It's a bit tight. I do not understand why.
We get the same people in the Pioneer who leave always at 85, regardless of score. 3-0 to Town, 3-0 we're losing, 0-0. Weird. Well, just so you can get back in the car park. I find that odd.
Mike D left early at 2-5 Bolton.
Who blames you? Can't blame you.
2-5.
Craig never left Ipswich game early. Never booed us either.
Ooh.
I've certainly.
You must have done. Come on. There's been loads of opportunities.
I've certainly booed. Big booer. Big booer.
I remember booing at Bolton 4, Ipswich 1 when that kind of relegated us out of the Premier League. I remember doing that.
The way I see it, I like theatre, right? If I went to a show and the actors were awful and the script was rubbish, I'd probably boo them off.
Would you? Do people boo at theatre? You'd imagine it wouldn't get funded, wouldn't you, if it was that bad? You know,
but it's not going to happen probably. But, you know, what's the difference about the football? I've still sat here for 90 minutes freezing cold and, you know, watched a load of absolute codswallop. Yeah. So I'm going to boo.
My theory was after that Southampton, because I flew back from Tenerife, lads' holiday, flew back from Tenerife for that Southampton 3-1 win at Portman Road. My theory was we should have sacked Burley then and got David Moyes in when he was at Preston.
Oh, yeah, we've had this chat before.
Yeah, that was my theory. No one listened to me.
It's his sliding doors moment.
Didn't help I wasn't on social media at the time.
Was there social media at the time?
No.
No.
What year was
it was MSN.
Yeah, 2002, maybe? 2000?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. Stephen said, "You pay me at Tain. If you're not getting your value." Guillotine I would certainly loan them all out. Guillotine Gov in operation.
Craig being embarrassed.
What was Mike D singing? What were you singing, Mike, at the karaoke till 4 a.m.?
Probably some Rufus Wainwright.
That's outrageous behaviour, isn't it? 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
You're just getting up then, Rich, normally. Yeah. Oh, no, you're in work then, aren't you?
3:15. I've been getting up this week.
What is your go-to karaoke song? Well off script there, but what is your go-to karaoke?
Jazz and Dave, Rabbit, single time. The last time I sung that was when I went to a weekend in Manchester, Matt. Went to watch England, South Africa. Went out in his karaoke bar.
You went to bed at 4 a.m. as well, I seem to recall.
I think that's about 5:15. We come out of one a gay club. We went to a gay club.
Mike,
great.
done.
Yeah.
Since having children, I can't imagine get 5:15 getting at home.
Felt like death. But yeah, karaoke, Rabbit from Chaz and Dave.
The thing is, though, people go to bed like 8 a.m., 5 a.m. Are you getting up at like 8 a.m. or whatever? I mean, if you get up at lunchtime, that's fine, isn't it? You got your 8 hours in.
What's your karaoke song, Matt?
Because I used to do like I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2. And I did Don't Dream It's Over in Tenerife once, crowded house. The key was a little bit too high for me. I had to hold the mic out a little bit here. I was struggling with those high notes. But no one booed me. Thankfully. They were entertained.
I bet you've been to a few gigs where they have booed. Mine probably would be Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
Oh my God.
What a tune.
Sing that.
What a tune. And this week she changed the words, didn't she? From Brad Pitt to So You're Ryan Reynolds. That don't impress me much. Because he was obviously a
You love a bit of cheese, don't you? I can tell you love a bit of cheese, Gov.
I am all over cheese.
Yeah.
Well, one of them, I'm going to have two songs from the Jukebox because one of them is going to be the one this morning that we all discussed. And Matt Phillips, we will talk about this later, claimed that he's never danced to this song. He's never danced this song. It's a disgrace.
It is a disgrace.
I would imagine most people in the comments haven't danced this song either.
Stay tuned, because you will know what everyone will say. I've got up and I've danced to this song. Apart from
it's a tune. It's a tune.
It is an absolute banger. 1995 as well, you tell me, Matt.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
It's a good song. I'm just dancing, thinking about the song. Ben Moore, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Bohemian Rhapsody, says Harps. Cool, that's a long karaoke session.
I sung that once. I sung that when we went to the Maldives. When I went to the Maldives, Matt, I sung that. Yeah, that's a long song. It's about 7 minutes long.
Yeah. Did you do all the voices? You done all the notes and everything? The range?
Let me go. No. Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia.
If I did that at a karaoke, I'd be invoicing for a set, mate. Like it's that long.
You need long hair. You need long hair when it gets to the old rocking bit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. There we go. We talk all sorts here on the platform, Colin. But Colin, if you can put Talking Disco in, you can certainly put a karaoke song. I know you're somebody who does the karaoke. I can see you up there. Probably. Colin, let's think about this. I don't know. Fleetwood Mac.
You might do a bit of Sinatra or something. That's life. Yeah. Something like that.
That's what all the people say. That is a tune, to be fair.
Yeah,
My way, surely.
We used to play that, Paul.
In December, promoted in May.
They should play that still. I'm glad they don't. I'm glad they don't. That was my dad's play out music at his funeral. So I'm glad they don't. But it was certainly his sort of song and a song that sort of catalyzed him. And so yeah, they should definitely still play it. But I am glad for a personal reason that they don't. Instead, they play Hey Jude. Fucking overrated.
Well, you keep saying this, but we've seen you singing along to these tracks.
Yeah, we caught him, didn't we, when he was in the posh seats?
You know, I say this on this platform. I get to Portman Road. I start singing it, and I get the side eyes from people. I'm like, they watch.
Oh yeah, I think it's recording. We were filming you actually.
Tequila, yes, tequila. Anyway, right.
Have you seen the on TikTok? There's a guy on there. This woman says to this guy, "You pick a song, and if you sing it perfectly, I'll give you 2 million." He picks tequila. You know, he goes, and it comes to the tequila bit, and he sings Zambuca.
No,
it's brilliant. And he's like, no!
Because that really fits, doesn't it? Zambuca.
Any Lane says, Colin.
James, what do you think about adding Daft Punk one more time to the talking? Hey, I'll write it down. If someone says it.
Me and Lindsay went on holiday to Barcelona once. I was in a sing-off against this German girl, and whoever won a free lunch in the restaurant.
Oh, what did she say?
I can't remember what she sang, but she couldn't beat me, and we got the free lunch. Come on. German's beaten.
Did you show your blue tick?
No. I don't go on Twitter then. Yeah.
I've got a blue tick for this, look. I'm going to win this. I'm going to win it. Right. It's 9 o'clock. What are we drinking this evening, gentlemen? Obviously, Away Day Beers. Love a beer, love a football. Get your beer at awaydaybeers.com. What are we drinking this evening? Matthew is drinking a lovely pint of the Guinness.
Big shout out to Mark Dowling, the on the Guinness.
Yes.
Get your Christmas haircuts in, Mark says.
It's a bit of a trick, though, isn't it? A trip to go and.
Yeah, it is actually. I've got one booked for Monday.
What, in Ireland?
No.
Anyway,
Birra Moretti.
Haircuts.
You like this, Matt? Birra Moretti?
Oh, big fan. Big fan. That's a great beer.
I thought you would be. Not for
Susan had a Christmas party and there was loads of stuff left over, so she bought some beers home. Happy days.
Pretentious, in my opinion. That. Nah.
Mike's put here, I bet the Germans still managed to get the Sundowner first.
Probably. Right. Parry's had a poncho. Good man, Parry. Well done there, boy. So McKenna, 1 year in. It is a year today. 52 weeks, 365 days. Somebody do the hours and the minutes for me, but I can't be bothered. So high points. There are no low points.
Remember, guys, just remember where we were, because
Barrow.
Just before Kieran come in, Barrow away in the FA Cup was a massive low point, wasn't it?
On the telly as well.
It was for you because you were there.
Yeah, it was a stinker. It was awful. So it's sort of where we were and where we are now is like night and day, isn't it?
I do disagree though. There have been low points under McKenna.
Has there?
Have you forgotten Charlton?
Not a low point though, is it?
That was a massive low point. Oh my god, that was awful. That's a low point.
That's a low point. No, I'll take it. It's not that bad.
4-2 in the 95th minute. We drew 4-4. Come on. That was a low point. Massive.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. All right.
I'd argue 2-0 at Hillsborough was a low point as well. Oh my god, I'm reeling them off now. I sound like
celebration.
Why are we looking at the negatives? Why are we looking at the negatives? One game, 28 wins, 14 draws, 9 defeats, 54.9%
really
win percentage, 25 clean sheets in there. So look,
it's in League One,
you have to but it is League One, but we've struggled in League One for the last 3 seasons, Martin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Under previous managers.
True. You can't only judge him on the league he's in and the teams we're playing and the players he's got. And 50. I mean, look, what was Lambert? 28%, 29% win record in League One. Terrible. So I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Ditto Paul Cook. So yeah, fair play. I mean, look, Colin says we don't lose. Well, we lost to Lincoln at home. We've lost to Plymouth away. They're the only two, as we go into Christmas, they're the only 2 defeats we've got so far as we go into tomorrow. So fantastic. When you consider what hard weather we've made of, like the heavy weather we've made under Cook. Oh, we've got a jail and all that kind of nonsense. Do you remember?
And it was nonsense.
Well, I mean, majority of the squad's still the same, isn't it?
Well, you could argue it's gelled now, to be fair. Flip that round.
I think it's officially gelled now. Top of the table.
From what McKenna managed to do in his first couple of months to what was done before it, with the same sort of, tools.
Well, I just feel like someone with a different approach, a fresher thinking, someone who's been around the top level. I mean, you can't get much more top level than Mourinho, can you? Came in with a new approach and made Cook look, someone who was a hero at Wigan, look quite outdated, I think. And, now he's in Chesterfield, non-league. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously now Liam Richardson's out of job as well. So the two can reunite, you would have thought, at some point in the future. Because who knows where that would have been had Liam come away from Wigan when we wanted him to. And
I mean, like it turned out to be McCarthy without Terry Connor, didn't it? It just didn't work. They came as a pair and it didn't work. Just typical of Ipswich to get one without the other. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
A good appointment, but he didn't bring the guy that was maybe the the helping hand behind the scenes.
What do you think has been McKenna's best signing in the year?
Best signing, Christian Walton.
Oh, well,
yeah, permanent signing, but he was a cookie one, really, wasn't he?
He was. But I'll allow it.
Yeah, you can allow that. Yeah,
I'll allow that. Yeah, why not? It's a tough question.
I think if you best signings, it's got to be Davis.
Thank you very much.
He's actually signed.
Agreed. What do you think he's learned in the last year? They always say managers always learn stuff, and if you could go back in time and tell your past self something, what would it be?
I'd go harness for my choice. I mean, you've now got everyone wanted Bersan Selena to have the harness stats, and harness is actually giving you that now, hasn't he?
Back on the training ground, Matt, as well already.
Brilliant, great news. We can't be doing without him. We need him back ASAP.
Doesn't that show you though, when you have a team that's winning and doing well, when you're struggling and players are injured, they're probably, I want to get back, but they're not that eager. And at the minute, we're flying. He's coming back ahead of schedule. Aluko back ahead of schedule. Lee Evans as well. And a lot of that is probably down to the fitness.
Maybe.
We bemoaned it, didn't we, when under previous regimes, the treatment table, we had the hospital thing we used to do on a Sunday, and we treated it all as a bit of a joke, didn't we? Whereas now...
the geezer was on Zoom, wasn't he? Who was that guy?
What was that guy's name? Jim.
He was a judo guy, wasn't he? Someone was telling us in the comments.
But it shows that where we've progressed, that now we've got proper people in proper positions doing a football club's run from top to bottom, and we're running it properly. And I know it is all judged on the pitch, Matt, what happened at 3:00 on a Saturday. But
Mike D's got it. Jim Henry.
That's the one.
Jim Henry. Yeah.
But everything from the top, manager, playing wise, it's all joined up thinking now. Whereas before it wasn't.
Yeah.
You back?
I am. Yes. Hello. Thank you. Sorry.
I think
I heard something from the baby room.
It's a toss-up between Davis and Harness, isn't it? I think is the best signing. It could well end up being Ladapo if he gets the goals in the latter half of the season and gets us promoted. I mean, we've seen the glimmers, haven't we? So.
Yeah.
That's a great point there from Craig. That's a great point from Craig. He has got the ability to go the whole way with us. If we go through the leagues, he's a player that comfortably can play in the Championship, I think. And then hopefully...
He did it for Bournemouth, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's played in the Premier League for Leeds, albeit, not with a great run of games or anything. But, he's the kind of... surplus to requirements coming to us. And absolutely. I think that's probably the idea, isn't it? To go through the divisions.
Yeah. Not everyone's going to be able to make that journey, though, when you're going up the leagues. But I think he's one that comfortably can play Championship football.
This was
and then playing Premier League.
Sunday, wasn't it, Martin? We had a conversation Sunday where I said, I don't know what you think, Rich. I should give us your point now. I don't think our passing play at home is particularly fluid. And I think we would struggle with those players in the Championship.
This team in the Championship, you'd still need another 6 or 7 players.
Yeah,
quite easily.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
But we have struggled at home. When you look at it, what was it, Martin? 6 wins, 4 draws, 1 defeat at home.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
But
it's 2 draws too many, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. But then flip it around the other way, and we're top of the form table away from home. We're probably more suited, Matt, to play away from home, counter-attacking. I think with the players that we've got, and we'll probably find that out tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be a really, really difficult game. I think that's really what they've got.
So what you're saying, Rich, is the form's reversed itself, because you could actually, as long as we keep that away form going all season, and what we're doing at home, we might expect as the away form potentially. It's flipped it around the other way, but I think it's tough to keep that going away from home. I mean, fair play to McKenna and the squad to be able to keep that run going. Just 1 defeat and you're top of the form table, and you're top, and that's got you to the top of the table. I think it's a hell of an effort, especially with some of the distances involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Couple of comments. Phil Blundell thinks we've struggled at home because of the referees. Stephen said, if nothing else, he'll be in the Championship, another 10 million plus player. No, my keypad has not stopped working, but if you do need to book some WhatsApp time, do get in contact with my PA. I'm sure they'll...
Is there a fee?
No fee yet, but as Elon Musk always shows us, never stop trying to monetize things. My contact book. You want a place? It's a £5. No, I will get back to you, Mike. I do apologise. I don't like not replying to people. Lewis O'Connor says no Christmas tree formation under Kieran McKenna. Is that a negative, Lewis, or is that a positive? I'm not quite sure on that. This time of year, it's probably a negative. Let's get the Christmas tree out.
What is the Christmas tree formation like? A 4-2?
We have to ask
4-3-2-1. Is that right? Yeah, 4-3-2-1 it'd be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
We have to ask Mike, won't we? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
See, sometimes we actually create gold on this platform. I love it.
I'm sure someone's had success with that 4-3-2-1. They must have done. Yeah, there you are. Stephen Parry, 4-3-2-1.
4-3-2-1. There you go.
We'll get out tomorrow.
Any advice that you know, or something that he's learned along the way that he perhaps didn't know day one when he was taking the pictures with the scarf that he perhaps does now? What's the sort of biggest takeaway over the year for him personally? Do you think it's going to be? It might be something tactically, it might be advice, whatever. Go on, Matt.
Can't hold on to leads in the 90th minute. Can't defend crosses very well.
No,
I mean, look,
what's he learned from that? Like, what does he know today that he didn't know 365?
Do you know? It's a difficult one for him, isn't it? Because he's coming from working with like the cream of the crop, your Ronaldo's, Man United squad, and he's come in and like, I always thought he might struggle coming in. I didn't think he'd get maybe the respect, but I think probably footballers have looked at him and said, you have worked with Man United, you've worked with Mourinho, you've worked with Ronaldo, you worked with Solskjaer, and I think he probably garnered respect. I thought when he coming in, my worry was he would be too young, and like you got play. Look, Keogh's older than McKenna, isn't he? And he might not. Who the hell's this guy? Who's this upstart? He's hardly had a career. Now he thinks he's a manager. I mean, people do think like that, don't they? But to be fair to the Ipswich squad, they haven't thought like that. And, they rallied around him and they seem to have learned from him. And Lee Evans said in the commentary, Rich, on Saturday, the Peterborough game, he goes, I've become a better player, both technically, both tactically, both psychologically. It's great to hear. I just hope we get over that line as champions in May.
I just think you have to look at someone like Cameron Burgess, guys, and he sort of struggled when Cook was here, didn't he? I thought, and he sort of went out, the team dipped out, but he's one I think's really, really improved under McKenna. I really do think he has.
And playing with that awful injury as well. He's having to play with a mask, and he doesn't seem to have falter, does he?
He'll have plenty of heading tomorrow. Plenty of heading to do tomorrow down at Adams Park. Don't worry about that.
He will.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing, with McKenna, is that obviously the development of players under his tutelage is only a year. Burgess being one, although we hadn't really seen the best of Burgess to say he's progressed a hell of a lot, but he has progressed. But Wolfenden, a player that many people had written off,
we did. Get him gone.
Not me. But,
was that just me?
Many had forgotten the young player development roller coaster that I keep talking about. You're going to have the highs and the lows. Humphreys, I'm sure, will go through a low period. Not maybe you hope as low as perhaps Wolfenden did, to the point where people are going, he needs to be.
I think Humphreys he's done really well, but I think Evans' return from injuries come at a really good time, Martin, because Cameron's only a young lad, and he's not going to be able to play every single week. So I think that's key. That hopefully, I think Boxing Day, Evans was targeting, wasn't he, Matt? I think he was saying he's hoping to be back then. So that'll take a bit of pressure off Cameron, because at the minute he's had to play. We've had no one else. Don Ball's injured. Kamara's still out. We don't know when he's going to come back. So Humphreys, he's really stepped up. And look, I think we all knew that he could play, but I think you're going to need Evans back in that team, Martin. I think as soon as he's 100% fit to go, I think he comes back in, and Humphreys probably steps down to the bench.
He's a little bit more. I think Wolfenden's probably a little bit more exposed, isn't he, in that middle three or whatever it might be, or when they play the back four. It's with Humphreys, he's got the protection of Morsey, hasn't he? As we said on Sunday, Morsey's always available for the ball, and that probably to his detriment a little bit, Humphreys, because the game passed him by a little bit against Peterborough. But to have someone of that ilk, someone who's wants to take that responsibility, A, you can only learn from that, but B, also you can slip into the shadows a little bit. And I don't think Wolfenden has that luxury particularly.
It was a conversation on Wednesday. Does Evans step straight back into the side when he's fully fit?
He only steps back in the side if you think he's going to offer more than what Humphreys is. And he showed that, didn't he, in the first half of the season? He done really well, Evans. And like Rich, you were like thinking he was done and dusted at Town. You weren't really having him, were you? But I mean, look, he's proved us wrong.
No one. I don't think many people were.
It all depends, because when Don Ball, we were all on this platform when Don Ball signed, and we were all waxing lyrical about him, saying he's probably going to come in and probably take Lee Evans' place, probably play with Sam Morsey. He was injured. It's all about opportunities, Martin and Matt. When players get injured, you've got to come in, and look, Lee Evans has really stepped up, and he was probably one of our best players until that injury, and hopefully he'll come back and he can stay fit till the end of the season. I think he'll be. I don't agree with James there. Humphreys won't go out on loan. Not now.
I think he'll be like the B option, won't he? I would imagine Evans probably might come back in, or he might sit on the bench until they feel like they want to give Humphries a rest, and he'll come back in. You can rotate the two out. I think that'll work. I mean, he's not let us down, Humphries, has he?
No, he's done excellent. He's done excellent.
Even though he had a quiet game against Peterborough, I feel like, he was alert of mind and has the talent to be able to have that shot that took the deflection, went out for a corner. True. It's great options to be having, I think.
It's really good that he stepped in and been as consistent. Mike says, I think that was disrespectful to say Humphries gets dropped. Your thoughts on that one, Rich?
Well, I don't think we're being disrespectful. I just think we're just looking at it from if I've got the two players fit, I'm going to pick Lee Evans because Lee Evans he's done it before. I think at this stage he's got the more experience than Humphries, and I'm not saying, look, tomorrow another massive test for Cameron Humphries-Martin away at
Tuesday, really.
I've got every faith in him going down there, and he'll be one of our best players. But I still think when Lee Evans is fit. Look, Lee Evans played with Sam Morsey, got promoted playing at Wickham. They played nearly 100 games together. I think people need to to realise that, they know each other's games inside out. And coming into the business end of the season, I think you're going to need that little bit of experience. Look, Morsey's only 2 bookings away, Matt, from another suspension. So he's got 8 already. So another couple of bookings, he's going to miss a couple of games anyway. So Humphries will probably have another couple of games there. Do we sign another midfielder as well, guys? Because Kamara, we still don't know what's happening with Kamara. We don't.
Now, do you think that's a mistake on Ashton's and McKenna's part, Kamara? I mean, look, bigger picture. Town get promoted. Kamara is part of that squad in the Championship. Good signing, right? At the moment, you actually need him. He's not available, and he's only played really cameos, hasn't he? He played at Cambridge. He scored at Bracknell. We've seen him come off the bench at, I don't know, FA Cup or something. They paid a fee for him, probably quite a lot of money, I would have thought, and he's not contributing. I just feel like maybe that's someone they could have got down the line, or did they have to buy him in order to stop rivals getting him beat up? I don't know, Sheffield or Portsmouth, wherever it might be.
They know nowadays about when they sign these players, they have a rigorous medical, don't they? So they knew there was obviously.
Oh, amazing, he passed it.
Yeah, but they knew the problem. They knew the problem when he signed. He hadn't played football for 5 months. Look. If we have to wait a little bit longer, fair dues, he's our player.
Picture of him, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think you're probably looking to next season, but it's what it is.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's the kind of player you want on your books, but he's just not contributing to what we need short term. That's all.
Perfect. Yeah, a lot of comments about the disrespect. Ben Taylor, have some respect on the lad.
I don't think we've been disrespectful.
I wouldn't put Evans personally back in until he needs game time, doesn't he? He's been out of a long while.
I always heard you don't lose your position through injury. You lose it through form. Injury is one of those things you can't ever help.
It's not much you could do.
He's not done anything wrong this year. If it was last year, I'd be all maybe.
You only ever replace players when you feel like someone's going to offer you something better. I think. And has Humphries let us down? No. Has he scored goals? Yes. Has he had a big impact in matches with assists? Yes. So he's doing well, but you would have to think that Evans will probably come in against.
But so had Evans. So had Evans. That's the thing, isn't it? This year, that so had Evans. But it's one to watch for sure. Obviously McKenna will have a plan.
I mean, look, we know McKenna rotates the teams around anyway. You need the quantity, don't you? And because the quality is there, you need the quantity because that's the way he works, and But I would imagine Evans would get would get game time in that Rotherham game if he's coming back Boxing Day or just after Rich. Rotherham FA Cup's probably perfect.
Yeah, you're looking at Oxford probably be on the bench, and then you got Pompey and you're on the Thursday away, probably on the bench down there, and then like you say, Rotherham's probably perfect opportunity for him to.
We've got Lincoln in between.
Lincoln as well. Yeah, on the second. Lincoln on the second. So there's 3 games there where he'll probably play a part, but you'd expect to probably get a full 90 against Rotherham, and we'll be there, won't we? We're in the posh seats for Rotherham.
Shout out Matt Stannard.
Yeah.
And they still need to pay him. He's not sending me his bank details. Perhaps he's treating me.
Maybe so. One more sleep, and we could be top at Christmas. Says Phil. With a little more luck, Curate says we'll be top 6 points clear with all the injuries as well.
We should be well clear right now, shouldn't we? When you think of all the points dropped,
we
should.
Fleetwood.
Stop
But
going
then
over the
it wouldn't be Ipswich Town, would it? It'd be too easy. We wouldn't have a great time with it, would we? You
I want it to
boring,
be
isn't
easy
it?
though. I want it to
It
be
would be
cigar time.
boring.
I want to turn up with a cigar and just sit there with my feet up.
Love it. Right. We have got some late fitness assessments going on. We've got obviously Janoy Donatian being one. There's various others, But who did you think we're going to miss the most? Obviously, Luke Wolfenden was. I'll ask you that question now, I suppose, Rich. Any confirmation on Wolf injury?
I don't think he'll play tomorrow. Well, I've been told.
Okay.
I don't
So
think
who
he'll play
comes in
tomorrow.
tomorrow then? What are we thinking?
So who comes in
Keogh?
tomorrow then? Yeah.
Well, when you look at the way that Wickham play, what do they play, Matt? Long ball, getting the ball in the
Beautiful
box.
football,
It's gonna be-
aesthetically
you've got to imagine
pleasing
it's gonna be
football.
long ball. It's going to be pressing, isn't it? So you need someone who's going to be pretty composed on the ball. Is Keogh that guy? I don't know. Edmondson.
I'd go Edmondson tomorrow. I think he can play on his natural side as well, because I think, to be fair to him, he's been out on that left when probably not his number one position, is it? Let's be fair.
No.
So I think he'll probably
Who
slot
comes
in.
in? Who comes if Donatian doesn't play? And he going to play Keogh
Vincent
right
Young.
side.
Vincent Young will
He'll play
slip in there,
Keogh,
won't he? I would have thought so.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an aerial bombardment, I think, tomorrow. And I think when we look at our keys to victory, that's one of the things for me, Martin, that we've got to deal with down there tomorrow, because you know what you're getting when you go to Wickham. You have to pay them respect. Smaller club, smaller budget, but they always do well in this league. And they've had a bit of a slow start. They've got a few players coming back from injury. Tough game tomorrow down there. Tough game. It's not going to be easy tomorrow.
JD, do you think any? I mean, obviously, I'm not particularly worried about losing JD if we lose him. I think KVY will do well, but then maybe a bit of height is what you need against Wickham. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too hung up on that. There's not much difference between KVY. I think KVY is certainly much better going forward than Donatian is. I think people like Donatian because he's had this renaissance, hasn't he? Because he looked like he was out the door. Young going to Fleetwood. You've gone to where else did he go? Accrington Stanley.
Who are they exactly?
And it looked like it was over for him. And he come back and he's had this renaissance.
Never over.
You can only say fair play to him, But I think, I've always been a fan of KVY. Whether or not he's, like you say, Rich, whether or not he's still that player that we bought.
I totally agree with Rob Smith. I agree with Rob's comment. KVY is not as good a defender as JD.
He's had a run of games to be that, to make that assessment for me. He only really makes either FA Cup appearances or...
Here's one for you then. Town get promoted. I think Kane Vincent Young's out of contract, Matt. Would you keep him?
No.
Oh, God, no. Well,
Agreed.
I love KVY, man. But, I mean, look. It's like...
You made that comment that time. We all remember that comment, don't we, Martin?
He loves a bit of KVY. Yeah. He wants double figures out of him.
Double figures. 2 goals. He got 2 goals. That first season, before he got injured, he got 2 goals in 9 matches. I mean, I thought he was an absolute beast coming forward.
He was electric, wasn't he?
That Shrewsbury game was the one I was thinking, bloody hell, what a signing this is. Then he got injured. It was like, and then it kind of like went downhill after that, didn't it?
I think if it's fair to say KVY is not as good a defender as JD, then it's fair to say JD is not as good going forward.
No, exactly. Yeah. Swings and roundabouts. Yeah.
So it's what you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And tomorrow is one of those matters. Wickham not lost in 5, up to 9th. Not going to be an easy game. Never an easy game at Adams Park. But yeah, there we go. But
those Wickham stats, Martin, are a bit weird because they like saying, like they actually, if you look at their form, right, over 10 matches, they've got 18 points. It's almost promotional form, isn't it? Almost 2 points a game, 1.8 a game. But they've actually only had 2 wins in 7. They've drawn a lot. So it feels like to me, and they lost at home to Cambridge. So it feels like to me we can probably get into them. But I mean, the issue I've got is we're talking about, you, like you said, Rich, the ball into the box. I think we'll struggle with that. If they're pressing us, I think we'll struggle with that. So I mean, it's going to be a real test tomorrow. But they're 2 wins in 7 suggests to me that we could probably do something there. But it's just like it feels like some of our Achilles heel could be exposed tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, we will find out for sure. Obviously tomorrow. I'm going to ask you for your key to victory in just a second. Before we do, let's do the jukebox now. What are our jukebox entrants for today, gentlemen? Richard, you can go first.
I've got 2 because obviously going back to earlier in the chat, right? I want everyone in the chat. You have to be honest. Right, this morning What song did I send us on the WhatsApp group? It was on the radio. What was it, Matthew Phillips?
It was Wickfield Saturday night. And Martin was going crazy for this, everyone.
Right.
Going
Matt
crazy.
Phillips is claiming that he's never got on the dance floor and danced.
It's all this, isn't it? So, like, my missus will do this. You're not going to see me do that.
Get your hands up.
No.
So I want to know, everyone in the chat, Wickfield Saturday night, have you ever done the dance? You have to be honest. I've done the dance. You've done the dance, Martin, haven't you?
Everyone's done the dance. Of course they have.
Exactly.
Mike Dean done the dance, probably last night at 4 a.m. I would imagine.
Saturday night. I like the way you move.
There you go.
Pretty baby.
They used to change the lyrics to that. Saturday night, I like the way you move, El Mazzuni.
El Mazzuni. That's it.
There you go. Look, Emerson. Look, they've all done it. They've all done it. Who jumped?
Stephen Parry done it. I bet that might be.
Anthony still hasn't. You've got a friend in Ant still. You
Well,
got
hang
a
on.
friend in me.
Ant's a
Stephen
classic
Parry,
guy.
I've danced to that rave in Amsterdam.
Oh my God. Is there footage
Wow.
of it?
Even Collins danced to it. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
see?
That
This
doesn't
is
surprise
amazing.
me.
So can I have
Ross
two,
Smith
can I have
can't-
two entries? Can I have two
Yeah,
entries?
you can, but
Martin?
Ross Smith says I can't dance. That's the whole point, though, isn't it? That song is not about dance. It's just about getting.
Get a few beers, you're up
feel-
there.
Yes, feel the music pulse through your body. Move those hips.
When them lyrics hit, how does it go? Dee-dee-da-da-da. And it comes on.
Beautiful.
You're straight on that
It's
dance
like, it's
floor.
like the brain. It's like evolutionary signal just goes off, and then you go boom,
Nice.
all in the hips. Da 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 da
Yeah,
da da.
mate.
da.
Not
Well,
me.
no, but then that's there you go. Rich, your second one then. Go on.
Right, so we got that in. So obviously tomorrow, what we're going to have to do down at Wickham is we're going to have to dig in and we're going to have to fight. It's going to be a scrap tomorrow.
I thought you were going to say
Elton
my hopes.
Elton John, Saturday night's all right for fighting. There you
Great
go.
tune.
Okay. All right.
Saturday. Great tune, that. Yeah.
I'm not going to put a song forward because I don't want to contest with Saturday night and I like the way you move.
It's got very Saturday themed tunes there, hasn't it?
There you go. It's Saturday. It's football.
Matt, your song, please.
Mine's far better, far cooler, topical. Snow. Informer. Licky boom boom down.
Good song.
Everyone's
The only
gonna be voting
Informer-
for that.
No, not for me. Jules Holland featuring Ruby Turner, Informer, is a good song. That's a good song.
Get
Anything
voting
by
anyway.
Jules Holland is a good song. Polls in the chat, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Get active, get on it already.
Yeah,
Rich
there
A.
you go. Kelly's on it. I knew you would be.
Wickfield.
Um,
Come on, Wickfield to
no.
win. I want to be playing that tomorrow on the road when I'm going to Wickham.
Snow,
With the boys in the
Dino's
car.
got a Dino's got a spare ticket. Everyone wants it. Messages Callie. We've got Rich A is currently leading the way. Which Rich A is Saturday night, and I like the way you move.
Come on.
Snow's miles.
Pretty baby. I'm gonna play that tonight. There's no one else here apart from my son. Obviously, I'm just gonna
You
put
play
the
on the
headphones
phone,
on and just. Right, keys to victory. While the good ladies and gentlemen in the chat go to town on the poll, what are our keys to victory? Rich, your keys to victory tomorrow, please.
Well, it's going to be a bit of an aerial bombardment. And we showed our Achilles heel, didn't we, last Saturday? Peterborough.
Yeah.
Another goal from across. Now, tomorrow, it's all about defending your box. Tomorrow, people might not agree with me. I think if JD's out, guys, and you're going to have Kane Vincent-Young playing one side, tomorrow, I might play Greg Lee at left wing back for that aerial presence.
Good shout.
You know, because he's good in the air. He's really good in the air. You know, he wins a lot of headers. So it's sort of horses for courses for me. You know, Leif Davis done nothing wrong. Fantastic player. But I think tomorrow you might need that extra bit of height. You know, I think it's going to be, we're going to have to defend our box. If we can defend our box, stop. Sometimes, Matt, you got to stop the crosses before they get in. You
Yeah.
can stop. I think that's the key to victory tomorrow. If we can defend properly, I think we've got more than enough going forward, you know, on the front foot. I do agree with Ben Moore there. I thought Walton was at fault last Saturday for that goal. You know, he's ended up behind the goal. If you look at that goal, he's ended up off the pitch. You know, that's a ball in his 6-yard box. He's, what is he, 6'6", Martin? Christian Walton? Come and get the ball. Come and get the ball. So defend properly tomorrow and we will win the game. Let's not
Who would your defence be tomorrow, then, Richard? What do you think? So are you saying back 3 or back 4 here?
I think it probably back 4 we play now, don't we?
So you're going to go, say JD's out, so you've got Kane at right back. So who's your 2 in the middle? Who would be your 2 in the middle then?
Burgess and Edmondson.
Edmondson, and you'd have Greg Lee on the left, would you?
Yeah, look, that might be a bit too much change because you're going to change 3 out of the 4 there. But I just think tomorrow, Greg Lee, I think that could be ideal for him. You know, he's good in the air. He can head them balls. Defend your far post. Defend your far post a lot of the time. That's what we don't do. So tomorrow, aerial bombardment. But if we can defend properly tomorrow, I think we'll win the game.
Play Burgess at left back.
He'd do last year there, didn't he? When Hayden Colson got it.
Yeah, do you remember? Yeah.
He did, a lot of shouts for the sun was in Walton's eyes, which I can now hear my dad screaming in my ears, wear a hat then, son.
100%.
There's always his bugbear about keepers in the sun without a hat. Where's your hat?
That was odd, wasn't it? He didn't even have a hat there with it.
But they don't keep modern-day goalkeepers. They should.
Dean Henderson wears a cap.
Keepers used to come out of a little bag. You have your hat in there, probably had a drink in there.
Yeah, do you remember them little goalkeeper bags?
Yeah, do you remember? You could buy them like Smith and that.
You should have a hat. You should. You know, no excuses really.
Yeah, great.
Kay said he'd have a hat. He took it off. Well, there you go then. Certainly no excuse then. He took it off.
I think you should wear a cricket sun hat, Matt.
One of them floppy ones.
Like Richardson. Richard Richardson. Yeah, floppy
one of those wicket keeper helmets, you know.
Yeah.
Like a hockey player.
Ice hockey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Matt, your key to victory, please, as we round up.
I feel like we've got to keep this kid quiet tomorrow. It's called Anis Mehmete.
Good player.
Albanian kid. He's come out of the non-league game, would you believe? Woodford Town, they signed him I don't know, it's a couple of years ago. Albanian. Scored 8 goals in 21 games, and he's very good at pressing. They don't seem to be playing Sam Vokes at the moment. They've got Brandon Hanlon playing there, I think, at the moment.
They have, yeah. He's got 3 goals, Vokes, this year.
We don't see again, I feel like Wickham could expose some Achilles heels. We don't seem to be very good when teams press us. I think it negates our creativity a little bit. And as Rich said, the ball's into the box. We're not very good with crosses. So I feel like that those 2, if they're on their game and they're pressing that defence, could have some joy. But yeah, I mean, what was it a couple of years ago on Sky? It was a 1-1, wasn't it? We had the 4-1 last season, 1-1. I feel like it could be a 1-1 again. I don't think that'd be a particularly bad point down there, really. No. Is that enough to keep us top of the table? We'll have to find out. But I think 1-1 at Wickham would probably be quite a good result.
Yeah. See, my retort to that is it's not a bad point, but then the points you've dropped against Fleetwood, Cheltenham and Lincoln means you're going to have these tough games at some point and take maximum points from the games where you would have said, yeah, a point's all right tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to come back and bite us on the bum because we could be so much further top of the table, out of sight almost, but it is what it is. I mean, Ben Moore's saying if folks ain't playing them balls into the box is irrelevant, but you know, I don't think Wickham have got the abundance of options to probably play any different. I mean, I did see Ainsworth saying this week that they've not been able to train at their normal training ground. They've had to keep going to various different venues. So perhaps some of their some of their match day prep has been.
Do you think he'll do an extra button up tomorrow, Matt Ainsworth, on his shirt? It'll be fucking freezing. You know he has it down here, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember like it was freezing cold raining and Duncan Ferguson when he was Everton caretaker?
Just in his white shirt. Yeah, he's double hard, isn't he?
Tough, that.
Double hard. Yeah. Jimmy Bullard.
I could barely get down the garden path without slipping over.
Yeah, likewise. Prediction League, yes, there is one this week. Sorry, my mistake, didn't mention it earlier. It's in the chat now, the link. There is a number of obviously fixtures. Thanks very much to Matt Stannard for doing that. I'm in P20. I'm climbing the table. Here we come. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. But there we go. Great keys as always. Saturday night is gone into the jukebox. It's won by a landslide.
Can't believe
it's a Tony Blair landslide.
Is that match, is it?
Where was Snow? 3rd place?
Oh, wasn't even on the list, mate. We finished 4th out of 3. He did a Tottenham. It's a 2-horse race and it finished 4th.
It would be fantastic for us to be top of Christmas. I mean, I'm getting flashbacks to that Brentford game when we were like, what was it, Rich 4-2? Boxing Day, was it?
I remember walking out of that ground at Brentford
me too.
thinking,
Feel like
We
we're gonna
saw
get
each other. We
promoted,
saw
didn't
each other. We did.
yeah, top of the,
Yeah.
we were bouncing out there, weren't we? On a cloud. Just about made the playoffs because of
I
bloody.
remember running out of my house, having listened to the game on the radio, going, woohoo! Little did I know what was coming.
It's the only game Rob Davies ever made the start of and still missed the first goal because he was in the loo.
Errol Murphy.
Did we
See
score?
what?
Was it a minute?
1 minute.
One
Yeah.
minute, wasn't it?
Hey, big shout out before we go to Alan Judge. I don't know if everyone's seen. He's had a horrendous injury last
Out for a year.
Saturday. I think he's done his ACL, his PCL,
MCL and his MCL.
Yeah, he's done
Done them all.
literally everything. So
Done the whole lot.
wasn't the best player at town, but look,
He was a good player, though.
hopefully-
He was a good
yeah,
player,
he
but
was a good player. Hopefully he'll come back from that injury. He's going to have a year out. So
Alan Judge, even when he was at Notts County, was always one of those players I was like, we could do with him. And when he did come to town, it was just like probably the right player at the wrong time, wasn't it? It was unfortunate, really. But I mean, that's such a terrible injury for him. A year out. God, what is he, 33, 34? That could be it.
yes,
That might be it.
his age, I think he'll do well. Look, I'm not saying it's over for him, but
He'll rebound. He's a good pro. I would have thought.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Yeah,
fair play
there we
to
go.
him. Yeah.
We're back tomorrow, 2:30 match day ticket. Myself and Coxie Cruncher will be there. Give us a wave, Crunchy. Matt, as always, a pleasure sitting here talking about football with you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and become a Talking Town Fifth Standard today. Help me for Christmas by hitting the join button. That'd be much appreciated. But for now, we're talking.
we're off the dogs to Wickfield.
We are. Da-da-da-da.